Hello, this is Galen Wixon, President and CEO of the Lubbock Symphony Orchestra, here for another episode of ClefNotes, an inside look into the artistic and administrative processes of a symphony orchestra. Today, I am pleased to introduce a special guest and a staff member with the Lubbock Symphony Orchestra. She's our Director of Marketing and Communications, Molly Ramirez. Molly, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Oh, well, of course. I'm thrilled to have you here. You're sort of the driver of why we have ClefNotes in the first place.
It's very exciting.
Yeah, I mean, all the work that you do. Molly, you have such an impressive background. I wanted to let people know that I'm going to be taking a hiatus in the month of June and part of July from ClefNotes. Molly is going to take over, aided by our patron services coordinator, Nia Threet. And so Molly and Nia will be bringing you a few episodes coming up of ClefNotes and again giving you a unique perspective of how we get ready for concerts and events that are coming up, and maybe even have a special guest that we don't even expect yet.
Yeah, we want to have everyone on, so we're pretty excited.
That's great. That's great. We're going to have fun. So give our listeners a little bit of taste of how you got here, how you got to be in such a really, I think, a really important position in the Lubbock Symphony, and sort of what drives you every day in your work.
Yeah, so I started off in Lubbock at Texas Tech, came to Texas Tech like many of our folks who come to Lubbock. I got my first degree in political science in 2021 and graduated after being there 4 years, and kind of had this gap year where I thought I was going to go to law school, thought I was going to maybe get a master's in public administration, but in that time found a position that I really enjoyed. I managed a boutique with the flagship store in San Antonio called the Wilson Way.
Okay.
It was really unique for its time because it was almost a nationwide boutique that grew during COVID. So was able to manage that, and in that time I found how much I enjoyed social media and enjoyed marketing for this boutique, and I was really grateful to do that right after the COVID-19 lockdown.
So that was an internet-based company?
It was. So there was a flagship location. We started at a small little, if anyone is familiar with San Antonio, we started in the La Cantera area with a small store, and over a year time, just because, the COVID-19 really pandemic affected that, we were able to go from that small location to this large location in Alamo Heights in San Antonio. So we had that flagship store, but we also had the whole shipping nationwide component of this boutique. So just getting to facilitate all of that interaction, kind of understanding how to run a business. Thank you to, I had a really great mentor there who owned the boutique, Vanessa Wilson. I in that time period, in that 1 year time period, learned how much I loved just marketing, communication, social media. Decided to go back to school and get my master's degree in marketing, communications, and interdisciplinary studies, and was able to kind of put terms to everything I was learning during that time period.
Okay. Yeah, right. So you can actually make concrete plans and execute them. So now, how long have you been with the Lubbock Symphony now? Remind me.
A year and 8 months.
Unbelievable how fast that's gone by, because we've had to. I mean, you have a love of music, right?
Yes.
Obviously.
Yes.
And so, give us some of your. What are your greatest loves musically?
So I'm definitely a pop girly. I love Taylor Swift.
I knew that name was going to come out in this
That was
interview.
gonna be the first name.
The last three interviews have been
Taylor
Swifties.
Swift.
Yeah.
Just got her master's back. Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish. Olivia Rodrigo. Sabrina Carpenter. So you're going to hear a lot of pop names, I think,
Sure.
in the coming weeks. And kind of my understanding, seeing this more modern pop, fun beat music to classical music. So
I mean, I love these ideas and how we can fuse all these different forms and types together and
Yeah.
get them on stage, showing people, what a symphony orchestra can do and what it should be about moving forward in the decades to come. So
Yeah,
it's
pretty
really
exciting.
Oh, it is. And what you belong to some organizations in town in Lubbock too, right?
Yeah, so when I came back to Texas Tech to get my master's degree, I started working at the Texas Tech Alumni Association, and I was the graduate marketing and communications assistant over there, and that was really exciting because I was getting that degree in marketing and communications, and so that is actually a joint marketing and communications office where you have staff members with marketing and staff members with communications. So really got to grow over there. I was also a member of Student Alumni Board. For those of you that are involved in the Alumni Association might know of them. So yeah, I stuck around after I finished my term over at the Alumni Association, came over to the Symphony, and I'm now the vice president of the Lubbock chapter for the Texas Tech Alumni Association.
And those connections are so important,
Yeah.
to carry forward as you get out of school and as you make these connections in your career moving forward. They will only help.
They will
it's
only
really,
help.
That's really exciting.
Shout out to Courtney for telling me about this position
right.
over at Lubbock Symphony.
Courtney Jordan is our director of development, and before that worked with Molly at the Alumni Association. And we've got a powerhouse team working at the Lubbock Symphony now. So
It's really exciting. We
I
all
love
get
it.
to
I
work
love
together.
it. And so let's see, this weekend, June 7th at the Buddy Holly Hall. What's going on?
So we have the concert, a tribute to ABBA. We have a group coming in from Sweden. So
Wow.
as real as it gets, I think,
That's
coming
right.
and doing a show with David Cho, the
Uh-huh.
only time you'll get to see your Lubbock Symphony perform the music of ABBA.
That's right. It's a really incredible program. A group is from Scandinavia, Sweden, Denmark. I mean, they're from that area, are so immersed in that music. And I think from what I've seen of the videos, sound a lot and look a lot like the group ABBA, and it's remarkable.
They do, and I think one of their musicians actually was a member in the original ABBA band. So
And so there are ties all the way back to the band itself. And so the show is going to be an ABBA tribute. All the costumes, the lights, the instrumentation, along with a full symphony orchestra. If you hear the music of ABBA in the background, you will hear a lot of orchestrated music. And so
Yes.
we're going to bring that to life with a live symphony. I know David is so excited about this program.
he's so excited.
Yeah, to be able to play these songs that we grew up with, and our parents listened to them too, and so it's really exciting to bring this to Lubbock. And so some of the music of ABBA has stood the test of time, and why do you think some of that, why has it rolled forward for so long?
So what I've realized is that ABBA kind of came at the end of the 70s. They were that almost, middle point. They entered that contest with Eurovision in 1974.
That's right.
They carried their music and their same style into the 80s. And it's been pretty interesting. If you look at Benny Andersson, he was the one that kind of wrote the melodies of the
Right.
music. And then is it Bjork Ovius? He did more of the lyrical part of things. They kind of had this interesting formula that they would do where Benny Andersson would throw in those melodic pieces that sounded a lot like things you would hear in everyday life. So he has this part in, Take a Chance on Me that's that like the chakra almost, that
Yeah, right.
and he said that he wrote that portion to be a lot like when he was running. He was taking a run one day, and his shoes sliding on the ground kind of had that,
Make that beat.
melodic beat to it. And then, Oveus threw in his portion of the lyrical part with that. That group was not afraid to, just find things that people would associate with common life. And if you look at like composers nowadays, you see Billie Eilish and her brother Phineas.
Sure.
Phineas is, doing the melodic part of things. Billie's doing the lyrical part of things.
Yeah.
They're pulling from things like the Australian stoplights. And it's funny if Australian stoplights sound a lot like those American stoplights, the walk across signs.
Oh, okay.
You'll be walking by and you'll hear the if you listen to Billie Eilish's song "Bad Guy," and if you have kids, you'll probably hear it in that new Bad Guy cartoon movie. But it'll have a lot of those like very similar components of what you would hear in everyday life, and I think that our generation, Gen Z, is able to pick up on some of those sounds. And then, of course, the movie Mamma Mia brought those lyrics back and was able to put a story to it. So I think our generation was able to find just things in their music from the 70s, find that are common to what they're hearing nowadays in our music that stood kind of like the test of time.
Yeah. And that music will come back again and again. It's just so timeless, and like you said, they've been around since before 1974. They started in '72, won that huge Eurovision triumph in '74. Traveled the world, had huge crowds, sold somewhere in the neighborhood of 500 million records, and so we could say they were an incredible success.
Yeah, and now they still kind of like, earlier we were talking about Taylor Swift just got her masters back. ABBA's been very careful with how their masters are being used in just new products that are coming out. They had that show in London, I think it was ABBA Voyage maybe, that was this holographic show that they worked heavily on. And it's almost, they're using new technology such as, I guess AI and body movement pieces where they went and sat in and put all the sensors on them and try to get it as close as possible to what they're doing. So they're not afraid to use some of those more technological things to get their music in front of the newer generation.
Right. And hopefully keep them on stage for generations to come. And launching really into another exciting season for 2025-26.
Yes.
And so when can people get tickets for concerts then?
So tickets are on sale now for our 25-26 season. June 6th, if you're currently a season subscriber with the Lubbock Symphony, get your tickets by June 6th so you can secure those seats for Jurassic Park. This is the only way you can secure your seats for Jurassic Park by committing by essentially tomorrow. So we'd love to hear more from you. Now, this interview I think will air
Saturday after the fact.
After the fact.
Yeah.
With that, we will hold off. If you are hearing these, we will get you your seats on Monday. We will get you your seats.
Give us a call. Give
us a call. We'll take care of you.
We will take good care of you. Jurassic Park, October 31st. That is the full movie with the symphony orchestra playing the score underneath the screen in Buddy Holly Hall. We've done a few of these now. We're getting where I think we're pretty good at it.
I think so.
Yeah, and this. I listened to our friends over in Waco, the Waco Symphony, perform this very movie with the score, and I forgot just how hard that music is from John Williams. That is huge, lively, wonderful score.
All of his Dvorak inspiration.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. And so we're very excited about that. Our season starts with chamber concert on September 19th at the Crickets Theater in Buddy Holly Hall. We'll have special guest Annie Shalix Boyle, our concertmaster, performing a solo, a concerto by the composer Michael Dougherty, The Ladder to the Moon. So that's going to be a great way to start. And the Masterwork season then starts in November, on November 6th, with the Tchaikovsky First Symphony. You don't get to hear this one very much, but it's Winter Dreams, and it's one of Tchaikovsky's kind of earliest works while he was still a student, but it's a magnificent work and has stood the test of time. And then we'll have guest pianist Fei Fei, who is a Clyburn laureate. She was in the competition, and she will perform the Piano Concerto No. 2 by none other than Rachmaninoff. So this is the probably most well-loved piano concerto. We can debate it all day between that and Tchaikovsky Piano Concerto, but it's going to be a dynamite way to start the year.
A kickoff to the season.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
And we have a fun ending, too.
We do.
1812 overture.
Yeah, we'll have a Salute to America with it's going to be May 23rd of 2026, and we will finish that concert with the 1812 Overture. We haven't quite figured out how the explosions of the cannons will work out quite yet, but we'll get there.
I'm hoping we'll have live
We'll
cannons.
better have something with smoke and sparks.
As a non symphony classical music background individual, the 1812 Overture is one that you'll pick up on.
Oh, I think you'll know that one right away.
Yeah, yeah.
So, well, I think we're running out of time today. I wish you well in
Thank
taking
you.
over ClefNotes for the next several weeks. I know you'll do a wonderful job, and we'll have people hearing my voice again in July.
Yes, everyone will be super excited to have y'all.
Molly Ramirez, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks so much for having me. I'll look forward to talking to y'all next week.